run through those of you who are sick, real quick, how and why UYE will give you a better experience while you're in hospital. Um, it, Look, I've done it before. I've been in hospital before. It's not a fun time. I've been in hospital a fair bit actually. I've spent 3 months in there for chemotherapy, and also spent a couple of weeks in there after brain surgery. Um, it, it's it's something it's something that I really appreciate, I guess, looking back on, because it makes me appreciate things like what I'm doing now a hell of a lot more. But if I did have the resources that I do now, um, for instance, having UYE, I think I really would have made a lot more of a difference during my time being sick, and I actually would have learnt a lot and potentially came out the other side of of my treatment and of my surgery. I guess a more intelligent, rich person. Certainly richer in terms of experience, regardless. So don't let that fool you. You'll be rich with experience, but the way UI can help you get a better experience while you're just sitting in a chair, if you're just getting chemo, is essentially you're part of a community that's making a difference, and that community is very supportive. You've got exposure to some of the world's most positive people, and that's one of the biggest things that I've found that's been the I guess the driving force behind me wanting to promote UYE the way I do has been the people. The community is just absolutely amazing, and I couldn't think of a better group of people to be trying to propel forward in life. The other thing is, I was 19 when I had cancer. Uh, I guess having someone there to talk to about my experiences would have been absolutely fantastic. It would have really capped off, uh, I guess, my overall experience of having chemo. The only thing was, like, they offered it, but it was, very, I guess, upfront and very sort of really very challenging to be able to talk to someone like a psychologist or something. I was 19. I didn't want to say I was going to a therapist or anything like that. Whereas an online life coach, which is what I do, is very, very acceptable, and it's nothing to be ashamed of at all. I'm just someone that's been through a lot, like yourself, and I'm just here to help, really. If you've got any questions about life in general, not just specifically your illness. Um, the other thing with UIA, I think, is that you become more employable after your sickness with more knowledge and skills. I know a lot of people that have to quit their jobs because they're going into chemo or going in for surgery, and they're going to have months and months off. But with UIE, with the courses, you can actually build up skills, and instead of walking into your employer and potential employer, and them actually sitting you down and asking you, well, I guess, why do you have the last 6 months off? And you say to them, well, it's because I've, been sick. Automatically, that makes them think, oh no, this person, potentially is going to need a heap of sick time, and basically it ticks you straight off the list. With UIE, you can walk in there and say, well, yeah, I had 6 months off because I was sick, but I learnt so much. I went through, I learned how to build websites. I learned how to, use Screenomatic. I learned how to use social media, YouTube, all these different things. Um, I learned how to build a business, and that's what we're teaching here and offering you. Uh, Apart from that, it gives you clarity and direction in your life and around your illness. Uh, that does sound a little bit corny, I guess, but in saying that, getting clarity around your illness is really, really important. I've written a book about living with an illness, and the clarity that writing it down gave to me was absolutely incredible. And for those of you out there trying to just monetize your story, I think this is actually the best way of doing it. Going through UYE, not actually writing a book and spending all the time paying all the money with editors and websites, lots of stuff. Going through UYE and sharing your story, because you'll find that the people inside this platform are actually really touched by inspirational people. That's how I found it anyway. I think you can easily earn income while in hospital to pay for your high hospital fees. Look, I'm no stranger to debt in terms of having bills to pay at the end of a life-changing surgery or treatment. It's a horrible feeling. You know that you have to do it and you're happy to do it, but wouldn't it be great if you can just pay it off while you're actually still getting better in monthly installments? Just think, if you only get if it's only 100 people, 50 people on on this platform, and using it and benefiting it, how easy is that for you to get? You're showing people, oh, what are you working on there? When you're sitting in your chair, or what are you working on? Oh, it's this UA thing, check it out. So easy to share. If you get 50 to 100 people, straight away you've got over $3,000 of income coming through. If they bring people on, you've got more money up your sleeve. So it can really work in your favour in terms of cutting those hospital fees and just really letting you get a quick head start after everything that's happened to you. Like I said before, it shows you how to start an online business instead of wasting time. So that sitting in that chair is wasting time. You're not doing anything. You can learn how to start an online business while sitting in that chair. You're already miles ahead of everyone else. It puts you in a positive mindset, gives you an interest, gives you something to follow, something to do. The importance of that positive mentality when you're going through sickness is absolutely incredible, and I can't stress that enough. And that leads to the last point there, is to learn how to be positive by nature. So if you're empowered with these tools that UYE is actually offering, the maps, the courses, the ability to earn income, the newsfeed, the community, this all is part of empowerment. And if you're empowered, you're naturally a positive person. So I think they're the huge benefits that you'll get with UYE. And these are the potential things without UYE that you've got to worry about. So first thing that came to mind was no relationship advice. So in my book I wrote how to deal with your friends, your family, your partner, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is. I think that's incredibly important. That's something that the coaches and the leaders in UYE can actually help you do. It's a really, really important thing to be able to deal with these relationships while you're going through such a hard time. The other thing without UYE, generally you just sit in the chair and waste time. I've seen it. I've done it. It's not good. Don't let your illness put a pause on your life and let your illness control you. Rather, let yourself control your own life. Let what you're doing control your life. So I'm going to move this up here now. There's nothing worse than feeling trapped because of your illness. Like I said, UYE empowers you. That's what you want. You want empowerment, not a roadblock. Like I mentioned before, basically, you sit down, you watch your medical bills grow, your debts grow, without that empowerment there. With UYE earning income while you're sick, sitting in the chair, that'd be a great feeling and another reason to be positive by nature. You don't have access to an online life coach. So it's a discreet way of getting help and talking to people and talking to the community about people who have been through, what you're currently going through. It's just a fantastic opportunity for people to be able to do that. I encourage people to do so. Okay, so there's no opportunity to be part of a positive community. I had a lot of, I guess, choices. I could go to, teenage specific, cancer group, Swan's Canteen. I did it for a little bit, but the one thing that I didn't like about it was it just continued to, I guess, remind me of what I was going through anyway. And I found that just hanging out with friends and just having people treat me normal was what I actually needed. Um, so, third last, you don't have the ability to earn and learn. Um, Being able to learn puts you in a positive mind state straight away. Learning is growth. Growth is getting better. You can become a much better person while you are sitting in that seat, sort of wasting time, putting on weight, losing weight, whatever it is. Emotionally and mentally, at least, you can become a far better person. It helps you. UYE will help you map out your thoughts, and it'll help you control, I guess, what you're going through, and you can see what you're learning and see the things that you're actually dealing with, and it's a way of writing it down and actually seeing that growth, that personal growth in yourself. The other big thing is you don't have the opportunity to wisely, I guess, use your downtime to potentially find passions in your life. I know that if this platform was around, back back when I was 6, 7 years ago, I certainly would have had the opportunity to realise that, well, it's actually the internet that is my passion, and I guess sharing my story is my passion, and the ability to coach people is my passion, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. Um, it's fantastic. So it gave me that time, that clarity to to really, I guess, sort everything out. That's again, you can't map out your thoughts and ideas that help you control your life and what you're going through. So I've touched on that before. Righty guys, thanks for that, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside.